Thank you, everyone who is in attendance and online. I'd like to welcome you to the formal board meeting of the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors for Wednesday, March 25th, 2026. Supervisor Gallardo.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you so much for once again holding a great informative meeting, allowing those that want to engage and have their thoughts be able to do it in a very professional manner. So thank you so much for providing that. You know, Madam Chair, I'm just going to say this, and I know I'm going to get, you know, I'm as an elected official, I've always made it a point that I will work with anybody. I will meet with anybody. I mean, Ms. Shepard asked for a meeting. I said, let's meet, let's sit down. And I think we sat down for a good, almost an hour and a half, just sitting there talking. And she gave me her thoughts, I gave her my thoughts, and we had a very great discussion. I am all ears when it comes to public discussion. I will listen to folks until the rocks and false statements are starting to be flown at the board. And unfortunately, half the time, most of the time, they're not thrown at me, they're thrown at my colleagues. I've seen it for the last 3 years on the previous board, where many of my colleagues were just beaten up every board meeting for no reason. I see it, Mr. Gelvin being thrown rocks at while he was chairman, and constantly just abused, not wanting to really sit down and talk. I've seen over the last 3 years where 12 to 15 people come and say, we're we the people. You're not we the people. 12 people are not we the people. And I'm so appreciative that Lucha coming together and saying, hey, we want to work with the board. We want to be able to be part of that dialogue and discussion. We want to offer suggestions. So I appreciate Lucha coming to our board meeting and being here and being able to offer that to our board. I'm willing to sit down and talk with you all. Let's sit down, let's work together. If you have suggestions or ideas, let me know. I'm here to work, and I have always done it that way, Madam Chair. Like I said, I've worked with Leslie. I'm willing to work with Lucha now. If they're interested in sitting down, let's do it. Let's do it. But I hate this name calling every board meeting. You know, no one on this board is a terrible human. And when someone stands there at the podium calling you, Madam Chair, a terrible human, really? Is that very productive? Seriously. And then they come out, they insult, and then they all leave. Thank you, Lucha, for sticking around and hearing the entire board meeting instead of just insulting and leaving. It's terrible, Madam Chair. And again, I'm not the one being yelled at. I'm not. Let's be honest, I'm not. It's my 4 colleagues that don't deserve it. They don't. These are honorable folks. We don't agree on everything, but they are honorable elected officials that are doing what they believe is right for their constituency and the people here in Maricopa County. And when I see it time in and time, and this has been going on for like 3 years, every member on this board has been yelled at, insulted, for no reason. Not once have you guys ever said, hey, let's sit down and talk and let's come up with a dialogue. Let's exchange ideas. It's nothing but insults, insults, and insults. That's all I hear. So with that, Madam Chair, I'm sorry. Thank you all for coming now. Thank you, Lucha. I look forward to sitting down and talking. And thank you, Madam Chair, for another great board meeting.
Thank you, Supervisor Gallardo.
Juan Mendez, followed by Kathleen Norell, and then Tierney Chin.
Representative, good to see you.
Hey.
Senator.
Good morning.
Senator?
When I ended, yeah. Good morning. Morning, supervisors and the public. My name is Juan Mendez. I live in Tempe, and I'm here today because the integrity and accessibility of our elections in Maricopa County are non-negotiable for my community and me. And I'm afraid, like the last speaker, that Recorder Heap's inaction will only spoil our elections. I want to be clear, I'm here with community to support and collaborate with the board. The current elections contract is effective and the elections process in Maricopa works. Our election staff, everyday people, right, are doing an exceptional job. They've proven our elections are safe and secure, and we support the board's work in keeping our elections working, and we want to work with you to keep it that way. But I believe, along with others, that if it were not for Recorder Heap, the county would already be finalizing our polling sites for the upcoming election. So I'm here today with community, and we will continue to show up to monitor and ensure that access to polling sites and fair elections are not undermined. All of our communities, but especially working class communities, hard to reach communities, those with limited transportation options, they need fair and access to polling sites. So we must, I mean, from what it looks like, he appears to be purposely trying to disrupt and halt the election process. His actions, like fighting over IT budgets and staff and slowing down the selection process for polling sites, are unacceptable. Again, we would be finalizing our election maps right now if it weren't for those delays. I should be out in the public helping people make a voting plan right now. But instead, we're here making sure that we even have a plan for polling sites with an election right around the corner. But so what's deeply alarming is the tripling of Heap's ballot signature rejection in this last election. So given that alarming increase, we need transparency. We need Heap to share the demographics of those increased ballot rejections. We have a right to know which communities are having the ballots rejected. So we want to work with you. If Heap refuses to work with you, we're here to work with you. But before the next board meeting, we would like to know that we have a plan for the upcoming election. We would like to start educating the public on polling sites and addressing the ballot rejection.
Thank you, Senator. Appreciate your continued participation in the process.
Thanks.
Madam Clerk.
Who is that in the mirror staring back? Eyes like questions, the answers lack.